Katy, Riki, good to see you both. Welcome to Popternative.
Good to see
Hey.
you too.
Queens, I love this film so much. This is what the movies are all about, right? Like you just go in, you watch a movie, you just have fun beginning to end. Katy, I do want to kind of ask for you because when there's a film like this that has so much at play, right? It's more than just a zombies film. Like, what's that script to screen journey like for you when you read something like Queens of the Dead? Like you're reading it, you see all these elements, and then you get to production and it comes to life. What's that like for you specifically?
The thing that I always find joy is that you never know what the sets are going to look like when you show up. You never know what your costume's going to be. You never know what the other actors are going to bring. So it's all like popping on set and finding out in real time is always kind of a joy. And this like really just exceeded any expectation I could possibly have, especially considering our budget. I just think like the amount of people that for like no money decided to come and do this project and the amount of amazing talented individuals it just kind of blew my mind. So when I watched the final product I was like, this is actually way better than I could have even imagined this becoming. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and Riki, I do want to kind of ask to add to that a little bit. You can picture as much as you want, but I was just wondering, like, what was that process for you, like, when you got there and saw everything, so to speak? Because it's one thing to kind of visualize what things are going to look like and everything, but like actually getting there, like, what was it like when you actually got there and saw everything, so to speak?
Well, I didn't really see everything because
Yeah,
most of my stuff was in a hospital
it's
and
true.
then in a car and then outside. So I was never actually in the club and I just kind of got there and immediately started in a whole different world. So I wasn't really part of that world. So mine was kind of what I expected. And when I was surprised is when I actually saw the movie.
Mhm.
It was so much funnier than I thought. Not that the script wasn't funny, but I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be more horror, more zombie. And it was so like, there were so many details just in the set design and in the performances and stuff that was like a delight to see. Cause you can't see that in the script. And so it was really cool to actually see the final product
So
because
that
mine
was
was
also,
played pretty seriously.
was there any kind of, I'm wondering, it depends, like, was there any kind of like visuals that you got to see of like the production design costumes of the club at all before filming at all, Riki? Was there any visual aspect?
No, I came in at the very end.
Mm.
And my first day that I met Katy was I did see some of the costumes because we filmed that scene at the end. Not no spoiler, we
Yes.
filmed that scene. And so I got to see some costumes and the float and things like that. But that was it.
Mhm.
Everything else I saw on screen.
Is there, do you feel like, Katie, do you feel like that's a misconception in this industry too, where it's like, everyone's like, hey, what was it like working with this person? And it's like, because they see everyone on the call sheet, 13 people, but it's
Yeah.
like, you might not have like seen that person. Do you feel like that's something I feel like that's pretty funny in this industry as
Yeah.
well?
It is, and it's also such a bummer sometimes because I just did a project with Merritt Weaver and I still haven't met her. It's like it's one of those things where like, oh my God, I really want to meet this person, and then you just never cross paths.
Absolutely.
That's how I felt about Margaret Cho on this. I'm such a big fan. And when I saw she was in it, I texted her and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then she's like, I already wrapped. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, I'm headed there the next week. So yeah.
Right.
I have had friends. It's funny because I was just wondering because I've had friends that like have been they have been like around, like they weren't part of scenes, but they were there, so they saw everything. So that's a little bit of the best of both worlds, right? Like they were all their off days, they showed up the set.
Yeah.
But I do kind of wanted to also ask super quick, like, Katy, what was like? Can you take me through that first big concrete conversation with Tina about this film? Whether it was over Zoom, whether it was a couple of days before, like, what do you remember that first like conversation about everything with Tina specifically?
Oh my God, that was like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember anything of it. I know she sent me a letter. It was a really beautiful letter, just like asking if I'd be interested in the project, explaining the project, and I was like, "Ugh, I can't do another zombie movie, but the script is really funny, and it was like every little thing kind of wore me down a little more, and so I watched a little. I watched her work. I asked for the DP's work because I wanted to see kind of an idea of what it would be look like as it was shot, because I mean, that could have made all the difference. And when she sent me the breakdown, showed me what it was going to visually look like, I was like, okay, this is going to be a really cool, unique project.
Yeah, and Riki, super quick before we wrap up. Different worlds. You've worked in different worlds, different characters, but it's all storytelling at the end of the day. How separate are past things compared to something like Queens of the Dead? Like, do you bring mindsets or preparations from past things like Wednesday to something like this, or are they completely separate once you wrap a project?
I think you do. I think you like the good thing about working is like you can put more tools in your toolbox. And like the longer, I've been doing this probably 25 years. And so I feel like now I have maybe more tools than I did back then. So every project kind of gives you new skills and new things you can draw from and new life experiences to draw from. So yeah, I think so. I think every project hopefully makes you better in the next one.
I can't wait for people to see Queens of the Dead. I had a great time with this one. Shout out to Blitz Berlin for an amazing score as well. My friends in Blitz Berlin. Katy, Riki, so great to chat with you both. Thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.